Hey, getting ready to talk to y'all a little bit tonight, and I'm excited. Just getting a few of my notes together before I talk to you. I'm starting a new Periscope. I'm starting a new Periscope tonight, around 11:30 midnight. It's going to be called Mind Quest. And because if you've interviewed, follow me, you know I believe that you become the image that you have of yourself in your mind. You grow and develop into that image. And so this mind quest that we're going to be doing, this mind quest that we're going to be doing is going to be pushing you to recalibrate your inner consciousness, sell yourself to yourself. I've discovered that most people are not successful because they do not believe in themselves. And the first person that has to believe in you is you. So you have to sell yourself to yourself. No one else will see your difference if you haven't recognized it. And so that's what we're going to be talking about tonight. You want to stick around for this mind quest tonight as we start talking about how to recalibrate your mind so that you can start recalibrating your world. Everything you need to succeed already exists on the inside of you. Nothing. What time is it there? I'm in a different time zone. It's 11:44 a.m. So in between now and 12 o'clock every night, I'll be doing this called Mind Quest. And guys, listen, this is not for everybody. I already know that. This is not for the faint at heart. These are for the people who have questions but have never had the answers. These sessions are for people who are facing challenges but can't seem to break through or get a breakthrough to break away from the challenges. So no, this is to be the only one that we do tonight for this one. So buckle in, strap in. You're going to want to hear this information. Yeah, you're East Coast. You're East Coast. You're West Coast. You're out in the California, Nevada area towards the West Coast time. So thank you for being aboard. Thank you for being on. It's going on right at midnight here. So Canada. Oh, all the way in Canada. Oh, cool. So people are going to be rebroadcasting this. They're going to be rebroadcasting this, and they're going to listen to this over and over again and listen to the replay over and over again. But I have some things that I want you to write down because as my mind is expanding, I'm starting to discover several patterns, traits of thinking, several paradigms that exist in my subconscious that's stopping me from translating, stopping me from ascending to a high level and a high plane. So if you're out there and you're listening to me, this is going to be very important if you find yourself stuck. If you are stuck and you can't move forward, if you are stuck and things are not coming together, we're going to deal with that tonight. And so I'm going to try to get as many people as I can to share this. This will also be uploaded to our YouTube channel, where a lot of our video presentations are archived, and you can go back and review over those and listen to those, because I believe that once heard is for inspiration, twice heard is for instruction. And so just because you're inspired doesn't necessarily mean that you're going to do anything. You have to move from inspiration to instruction, from instruction to implementation. And so you at least need to hear a thing 3 times before you can start expecting to implement what you've heard. So most people listen to something once and you're just inspired. But inspiration doesn't get you to the next level, right? You're happy, you're encouraged, you're excited, but excitement doesn't generate results. So inspiration. So when you hear this again, it's going to be for instruction. And you're going to be replaying this, replaying this over and over and over again, replaying this over and over again. And as you listen to it for instruction, then comes the implementation, because then inside of that instruction or inside of the things you hear, you'll find out how they apply to your life. So tonight is all about getting you to break free from mental barriers, mental bonds, mental restraints, mental conditions that are getting you or having you in a cycle of behavior, a cycle of results, a lack of production, a lack of not getting the things that you want. So you're going to want to stick right in and listen to this tonight. Great. I'm glad you asked that question, because we're going to deal with that. We're going to deal with that because failure, that when you understand this, once I really get into this, you're going to understand that there is no such thing as failure. Once I really get into this, and that's where people are caught. They're caught at their latest failure. They're stuck at their latest rejection. Many of you who are listening to me right now, you're stuck at your latest failure, your latest rejection, your latest denial, your latest loss. And as a result of being stuck in that place, you're not getting anything else, because you don't know how to move from failure to failure without losing enthusiasm. If you are stuck right now, if you're stuck in something right now and things are not coming together right now, it's because you're looking outside of you for answers. Anything that you're dealing with in your life right now, you're not going to find the answers looking outside of yourself. There is nothing outside of you. There's nothing outside of you that shapes you. Say it again. There's nothing outside of you that shapes you. William Shakespeare said this. He said, our fault lies not within the stars, but within ourselves. Because many people who are listening to me and who will replay this broadcast will always ask themselves, why am I stuck? Why am I stuck in this? Why are things not going well for me? What's wrong with me? There's something wrong with me. Nobody loves me. Nobody likes me. I feel abandoned. I'm missing something. Something's not going right. Nobody's listening to me. Nobody cares. Listen, that is your scapegoat. That is a scapegoat that is not valid. For anything and everything you need already exists on the inside of you. Listen, the inspiration that you're going to need to get to the next level is based upon you reselling yourself to yourself. You have to resell yourself to yourself. You have to believe that you are good enough. You are good enough. Don't expect anybody to purchase you when you've never purchased yourself. Don't expect anybody to buy you. Don't expect anybody to buy you if you haven't bought yourself. You will never, ever attain your greatest level in life until you embrace what we psychologists call self-love. The rejection of yourself. And many of you, I need you to hear me, and if you stay on or not, but this is true. Many of us who are not successful in life have been neglecting ourselves. It is the absence of self-love. It is the absence of self-love that has you in this place of perpetual rejection. You reject yourself, therefore others reject you. You know your flaws greater than you know your virtues. And the reason why you know your flaws greater than you know your virtues, because you have not yet learned how to process what you perceive as failure. So let me make sure you understand this. There is no such thing as failure. There is no such thing as failure. I really hope that you can grab and grasp this new philosophy. There is no such thing as failure. Failure is a condition that people put on you so that you can stop. There is no such thing as failure. You have to remind yourself that it is only experience. You have not failed. You've gained an experience. There are people on here right now, and you're going to go into 2016 with a screwed up mind. You're going to go into 2016 with a screwed up mind if you are not understanding experiences. What you call a failure is actual experience, because it is in that experience. Listen to this. It is in that experience where you gain wisdom. You will never gain wisdom without experience. You will never know what wisdom is without experience. So then in every encounter, in every endeavor, in everything that you engage in, you're going to gain what we psychologists call experience. As you gain that experience teaches you life's lessons. Listen, this is very important. I really want you to get this. And I don't want to lecture you because I'm talking to you out of my own failures. I have messed up in life. I have lost things. I've lost houses, cars, boats. I lost all of those. And at one point I got so low I attempted suicide. I wanted to take my own life. And the reason how you get to that place because you equate your worth with stuff, with creature comforts. You equate your worth with things. Your worth is not in things. So therefore you can lose them. Watch this. And losing them should not make you lose your identity. Nothing you lose should have your identity connected to it. It was your identity, having the right positive identity, that brought it to you in the first place. In this mind quest that I'm sharing with you tonight, one of the major problems that you're going to have is getting yourself out of self-sabotage. And that self-sabotage comes when you don't know how to let things go in your life and move out of your life. When you don't know how to let things go in your life, you don't know how to let things go from your life. When you don't let them go, those things hold cosmic space in your world. When I say cosmic space, listen, unless a thing is given up and removed from you, the new thing cannot move in and take its place. There are people on here as it pertains to relationships, and this will make sense as we start talking about relationships. You can't move into a better relationship until you let go of the last one that you had that was lousy. Listen, and one of the things I need you to understand is when you hold on to things that you should let go, those things that you hold on take up the space and prevent the new thing and the new experience from entering into your life. You've got to sell yourself to yourself first. You got to buy you first. You got to believe that you're good enough. It doesn't matter what other people think. When I do these periscopes, there are all types of people with low-level, beastly thinking that jump onto the broadcast, put all types of things and messages that they have that are coming through there. And I choose not to pay attention to them. I don't block them. I just realize that me and them on a conscious level are not on the same plane. And they are going to choose to live this life mediocre. They will forever be average. Because in a place where information is going forth to change who they are, when they don't receive that information, they will find themselves locked into a life that's beneath them. Do you know how many people in the world are actually living their dreams? Listen, I don't care what they tell you. I don't care what anybody says. You know how many people are living out their dreams? 97% of the world works for 3%. 97% of the world works for 3%, right? And so when you listen and hear in these broadcasts, I expect for the 97% to speak because the 97% are never thinking. There is somebody that you're going to go to work for in the morning that has already thought for you. Listen, you're going to go work on a job tomorrow where you're not appreciated and you're only a human resource number. The boss doesn't even know your name. As a matter of fact, he doesn't care to know you. You're in the 97%. You're in the matrix that does not matter. You don't matter in the larger scheme of things because the matrix has you trapped. And when you don't know who you are, you will limit yourself to surround yourself with ignoramuses that don't even see your potential. When you have failed to sell yourself to recognize that you are good enough, when you have failed to do that, you will find yourself being in a quagmire, being surrounded by people who think on the same low-level thinking that you think on. Why? Thoughts are energy. And that's what they are. Thoughts are energy. Thoughts are creative. On a quantum physics level, thoughts attract, thoughts coagulate. Listen. And as they coagulate and pull things to them, watch this. Whatever you have in this life is a result of what you pull to you. Whatever job you have is a result of how high you've sold yourself. whatever job you have. So if you're making minimum wage, it's because you've sold yourself a picture that only sees you at a minimum wage level. If you're not in a place of building your business, it's because you've sold yourself an image to yourself that you don't deserve to have your own company. If you can't see yourself being a CEO, it's because you sold yourself a bag of goods that says that you are good as an employee. The best life doesn't skip us. It doesn't even skip over us. It doesn't even pass over us. The best life is afforded to us. And the reason why the best life is afforded to us is because, listen, there is nothing good that you can escape from, but there is good you can excuse yourself from. You can excuse yourself from life's best good by doing what everybody else around you wants you to do. How many people right now are going to go to work in the morning to a job they hate? If you're listening to me right now and you're going to give the best year of your life to a job that you can't stand, to work for a supervisor you can't stand, to work for a company that doesn't even know your name, if you're in that position, it's because you have not sold yourself to yourself that you are not doing what you need to do. There is nobody that can beat you being you but you. Listen, there are people, I always applaud the people who are pushing and going for the next goal. And I always push these people when they fail. They come to me, Dr. Spiller, Dr. Spiller, Dr. Spiller, I failed. What's going on? I failed. And I tell them this, I said, you did not fail. You gained an experience. What did you learn? What did you learn in the process of what you just went through? What did that situation teach you? What did you learn? And you know what they always say when I get them to start thinking on the concept instead of the construct, because that's what's wrong. Many people miss the concept for the construct. They only see what's happened. That's construct, right? But they don't see the concept. They don't see the why. They don't see the purpose behind what has happened. And so what I asked them, I said, well, what did you learn in the process? What did you gain? What wisdom did you gain? Well, I learned that I don't need to do this, or I learned I don't need to do that. No, I just said, that's what you had to get in this season or this cycle of your life. You had to get the gains. Let me take your word. Yeah, you had to get a gains. You had to get some gains. What do you mean you had to get some gains? You had to get some mental mass. Mental mass. You had to become mentally stronger. And the situation that you were in was causing you to become mentally stronger. I'm listening. I'm talking to you right now, and I'm talking to some people right now. You have failed. You don't know how you're going to come out of what you're in. You're struggling. You don't know how you're going to come out of your struggle. You're dealing with people that don't like you. You're in a marriage you can't stand. You're in a relationship where you're not respected. You're on a job where you're not treated fairly. I'm talking to people right now. You're going to replay this. Other people are going to replay this, and I'm talking to you when you replay this. You're in a situation that you don't like, but what you have to understand is that situation is by choice. No one's forcing you in that life, and no one's forcing you in that particular situation. Wherever you are, it's choice. And just like you're choosing to stay, you can choose to do something different to thrust you to another level. One of the people that I counsel came to me, and their question was to me, Dr. Spiller, I hear you talk all the time about creating this mental life and this mental world so that you can start desiring things from that dimension. Listen, I want you to hear me and hear me good right now. Your emotions create your life. Your emotions create your life. Listen to me, please listen to me well. Your emotions create your life. Whatever you feel leads you to do. Whatever you feel leads you to do. Now, emotions are a very strong force. Now, watch this. And they were given to us, or we possess these particular traits and qualities so that emotions can be the energy, watch this, to push us to keep going when we want to quit. But those same emotions can work against us. Why? Because when you are emotional, emotions can trap you in a situation. And how can they? Because oftentimes people who are listening to me right now, the reason why you're not moving to another level is because you think you deserve the pain that you're in. You think you've earned that pain. I know that sounds crazy. I know that doesn't sound right. I know it doesn't. I know it doesn't sound right, but many people don't move. I'm talking clearly from a psychological level. Many people don't move because, listen, because they mentally think they deserve that pain. Why does a woman stay with a man that beats her? And I'm telling you from the several people I've counseled, why does she stay? It's because oftentimes, listen, oftentimes she feels she deserves that life, or she doesn't think she can get out of it. Right? Or she's holding on to memories, good memories that cause her to feel that things can get better. No. Emotions create an illusion. And in this illusion, listen, this illusion lies. This illusion lies. And while this illusion is lying to you, the illusion causes you to settle for something that really does not exist. I hope that you're listening to me right now. In this Mind Quest tonight, I want you to free yourself from every negative thing that has ever happened to you. And I want you to give yourself permission to move forward. I want you to give yourself permission to move ahead. I want you to give yourself permission to think outside of the box. I need you to sell yourself to yourself. I need you to only recognize, listen, this is clearly on a psychological level. You do not need to dwell on your weaknesses. Now there are going to be some people you're just automatically programmed already, and there's nothing I can say to you to get you out of that. But I need you tonight to understand you never need to dwell on your weaknesses. Your weaknesses are not who you are, right? You only need to dwell on your strengths. Psychologists teach this. They said, and they even teach this in grade school. So if there are any teaching professionals on here, teaching professionals will tell you this, right? You don't teach to the child's weakness, you teach to their strength, because their strength will overcompensate their weakness. I'm talking to people right now. You don't need to focus on the negative aspects of who you are. You need to focus on your strengths, because your strengths will overcompensate for your weaknesses. One of the reasons why people don't move forward in life is because they know more negative things about them than they know about the positive things about them. You know your flaws. Yes, I am. You know your flaws. You know what's wrong with you. You know them well, too well. And if I told you to give me a list of things, to all your virtues and all the great things about you and all the fantastic things about you, do you know how many people I counsel and they struggle with writing down how great they are? They think there's something wrong with writing down how awesome they are, how great they are, how phenomenal they are. Why? Because the world around them tell them how screwed up they are. You do not need to have anybody in your life that knows that you're screwed up. You've got to start focusing on your strengths. How good are you? What makes you great? What makes you great? What makes you a phenomenal person? What makes you the leader? How did you survive out of that abusive household with those parents? How did you survive out of an abusive marriage? Why are you a survivor? Right? How do you continue to make it? That's where your focus needs to be. And the main problem that we have in this world, especially from the 97 percenters who don't think, that want the 3% to think for them, the 97s who don't think, 97% of the world doesn't think. They're comfortable letting 3% of the world think for them, right? And so since 90% of the world don't think, since they do not think, and they're comfortable being clones and drones and letting other people think for them because they don't think, they find themselves in a position where they only see what the 3% tells them they can see. You are bigger than a commercial. You're bigger than a statistic. You're bigger than an economic downfall. You're bigger than an economic problem. You're bigger than a sociological problem. You're bigger than a psychological problem. You're bigger than a philosophical problem. You're bigger than all of those problems combined. There is nothing that you can't do. There is no psychology, philosophy. There is no critical thinking. There is no mental consciousness or mental paradigms that can come against what you think that you're able to do. And what the 3% doesn't want you to do, there are rich people in my network. What the 3% don't want you to do, and I hope you're listening to me, what the 3% don't want you to do, they do not want you to think. They don't want you to think. They don't want you to see yourself bigger than your employee evaluation. Listen to me. They don't want you to see yourself bigger than your employee evaluation. For your employee evaluation, listen to me, is what they use to keep your mind locked in to a simple system that causes you to be common and average on their level, on the level that they want you to be. You are bigger than an employee evaluation. Your employee evaluation doesn't say who you are. Your employee evaluation only shows you what they think you are, and then that is even biased. There's some people on here right now, your employee evaluation from some other job or some supervisor that did not like you, won't promote you, won't give you the promotion. Watch this now, has stagnated your growth because you've limited yourself to what your supervisor thinks about you. The hell with what your supervisor thinks. Your supervisor doesn't know you. They know the facts about you, but they don't know the truth about you. And so what you've got to do is you've got to break free from the conscious thought that is being programmed into you through television. Television is your biggest enemy. Listen to me. Television is your biggest enemy. Your biggest enemy is sitcoms. Your biggest enemy is television. All right. Television. What does it mean? What does television mean? Television. Television. I'm telling you the vision I want you to have. That's what television is. I'm telling you the vision that I want you to have. So television creates your vision, and in it creating your vision, it gives you the perspective that it wants you to have. And what's the perspective? Please hear me. Purely on a subconscious, on a psychological level, what does the television want you to be? A consumer. That's why they have commercials on you purchasing things rather than having programming on becoming things. So now the TV wants you to purchase. They want you to be a consumer instead of a constructor. And because you are a consumer of a constructor, the 97%, because you're in that demographic and the television doesn't want you to construct anything but buy everything, that's why you are in the position where you are not going to the next level. The subliminal message, 100% correct. The subliminal message is subliminal message on television that makes a fat girl think she's fat, right? It makes her think she's fat. Sweetheart, you're not fat. Okay? You're not fat. You may never be skinny and anorexic like some of the people on television, right? You may never look like them. You may never look like them, but it doesn't mean you're not beautiful. Are you hearing what I'm saying? And I need you to understand, well, who owns the media? The 3% do. The 3% channel the media. That's why the 3% is hoping for a race war. That's why the 3% is hoping to pit blacks against whites to keep this warfare going on, to pack the powder keg. And as they pack in that powder keg, they're hoping for an explosion. And they want that explosion. Why? Because they know you're going to go to social media and you're going to let somebody's status think for you. You're going to go, not if it ain't social media, you're going to look at the idiot box. And you're going to let the idiot box think for you. Who are the 3%? It is the Rothschilds. Who are the 3%? It is the Rockefellers. Who are the 3%? It is the people who control the influx of money that create the money that you have. No, the 3% is not white. And that's where you're missing it. The 3% is not white. The 3% don't care about what color you are. I need you to hear me. I just want to transcend your consciousness. The 3% don't care about your color. Color is not the issue with the 3%. The 3% use a capitalist mindset. And the reason why you are average is because you think the way the 3% wants you to think. You've got to resell yourself to yourself. That's what you have to do. You have to resell yourself to yourself. No, the 3% make Bill Gates' money. That's what Bill Gates know. The 3% make his money. Okay? And when you start thinking that level, then you start understanding that Bill Gates doesn't have near about the amount of money that the 3% have. Who loves for you to be in this forming system. And while they are forming you, while they're forming your thinking, while they form your thinking, they want you to be average. When you resell yourself to yourself in closing, you resell yourself by showing yourself your virtues. You never focus on your weaknesses. You focus on your virtues. What makes you different? What makes you special? What makes you unique? What separates you from everybody else? What is your distinctive difference? And you got to tell yourself that every day. You got to tell yourself that every day. You got to tell yourself that you matter. Sweetheart, they just asked me the question. You need to type in right now, I matter. That's what you do every day. It is a mental war. And if you can't tell yourself you're good enough, if you can't tell yourself you're good enough, nobody else will. There are people hoping that you don't see your difference so they can exploit you and make money off of you. That's what they want. They just want to exploit you, sweetheart. They don't love you. They just want to exploit you. They want to use you. They want to get the best out of you. And then once they've got the best out of you, they move on. They find somebody else to take your place. You know your job, if they fire you, they're just going to hire you to take, they're going to hire you. They're going to hire somebody else to take your place. Your job is going to fire you, right? Release you, let you go. Guess what they're going to do? Find another cloney, someone who doesn't value themselves at the proper level, and pay them what they want to pay them, never what they're worth. Break free from the matrix. Sell yourself to yourself. You are good enough. You do matter. You are good enough. You do matter. You matter tonight. Yes, you do. You matter tonight. And that's all I want to do with this Mind Quest that I share. It's just a 30-minute session with Dr. Spiller. And I just want to share this with you every night. Every night is 30 minutes at 11:45 Central Standard Time. So it's 11:45 to 12:15. We go into the midnight. Thank you. I appreciate that. From 11:45 Central Standard Time. You're welcome, sweetheart. To 12:15 Central Standard Time. I'm going to be talking to you and sharing Mind Quest with you. How to take your mind back from the 3%. How to stop letting the Illuminati think for you. How to take your mind back from the Illuminati. How to take your mind back from the people that are programming you to think less than who you are. There are going to be more businesses started next year. There are going to be more dreams realized next year. There are going to be more people walking off of jobs next year. There are going to be more, yes, I do. There are going to be more people doing bigger things next year. And the reason why they're going to do it is because they freed themselves from the opinions of other people. Your greatest life is on the other side of your self-freedom. It is. Free yourself tonight. Before you go to sleep tonight. Before you go to sleep tonight. Before I try to catch this every night. Listen, before you go to sleep tonight. Before you go to sleep tonight. Before you go to sleep tonight. Resell yourself to yourself. Tell you, I love you too, baby. That's my baby Joy. Love you too. Listen, resell yourself to yourself. Do not go to sleep until you say how good you are. All right? All right? And I love you, Leti. Oh, man. Oh, hey, Charles, I love you too, man. Thank you so much, brother. All right, Mind Quest. Tonight, we're done. Hi from India. Look at India jumped on here. India, listen. If you're ready to break free, listen to this broadcast again. If you're ready to break free, listen to this broadcast again. This is your time of freedom. We're setting people free from the inside out. All right. Talk to y'all later.